Well, we were trying to do um, internet content starting in like about 99, 90, yeah, I think it was 99. And DreamWorks and Imagine combined on a thing called Pop.com, which was sort of had we kept it going, which we didn't, it might have grown into sort of YouTube. I mean, it was that idea of making short films for the internet, creating an environment where people could upload their short films and things like that. And we couldn't get it to work. We started it, it failed, it just didn't make business sense. We were out in front of it, it cost too much and stuff like that. So, but but it in my mind, I felt like there was maybe a new kind of um, lower cost sort of television that could be produced that would utilize the a new kind of visual vocabulary that was coming out of reality television and docu-TV, like sort of like Cops, but also the reality TV shows. And I'd done EdTV, which was about I mean, it was before reality TV shows existed. Um, the notion of just following people around and sort of, EdTV, they're airing it live. But I felt like that there was a way to do a sitcom that would feel very spontaneous and could be dense, comedically dense, because you could do more visual humor, you could be more cinematic, you could have a narrator, you could do flashbacks, you could let a person say one thing, and then you could expose them for the hypocrites that they are with a quick flashback, and things like that, and and um, and it could be a sort of a modern, more cinematic approach to a sitcom, but it would have to be genuinely funny, not just smug. So David Nevins at Imagine Films thought it was a fun idea, and I talked to a few different uh, showrunners and creators of shows. Mitch Hurwitz was one of them, and he took to it instantly. He loved it. Not only did he like the tone, but he had this idea for this family, and the Bluths. And I thought that was a hysterical, um, um, you know, set of characters and dilemmas to deal with. And the show was born. So it was kind of blending a general concept, sort of a visual cinematic concept, with a writer who had a set of characters in mind, and sort of a fractured enough sense of humor to be able to embrace this non-traditional approach. Mitch was the only one who brought a really concrete idea to the table, um, and but we kind of, David Nevins and I thought it should be a family show, um, and I also thought that single camera comedies are always plagued with the burden of limited production schedule. So they never get to rehearse and experiment the way multiple camera shows done in front of an audience get to do. So the jokes don't get refined. The actors don't get to explore. There's not, the sort of the refinement that occurs. So I thought that if you use this sort of docu feel with, very naturalistic lighting and a couple of cameras handheld, and it was really loose, you could create an environment where writers could be on the set, people could be riffing and experimenting, and it's not like you'd have all week to evolve a scene, but you'd have hours to develop a scene and focus on it and try all kinds of things. And initially it was supposed to be more improvisational, but the fact is that, and Mitch was for that, but Mitch's pilot script was so strong that the actors didn't really want to riff with it. They just wanted to do Mitch's writing. I mean, and they did improvise a little bit. They'd bend the words here and there, but for the most part, Mitch and then later the staff, wrote those scripts in a way that, those hilarious actors just wanted to do what was written, more or less.